An individual with a disability is defined as any person who has a physical or mental impairment that substantially limits one or more major life activities, which could include walking, seeing, hearing, speaking, breathing, learning, working, caring for oneself, or performing manual tasks, who has a record of such an impairment, or is regarded as having such an impairment. The Americans with Disabilities Act, also known as the ADA, became law in 1990. The ADA is a civil rights law that prohibits discrimination against individuals with disabilities in all areas of public life, including jobs, schools, transportation, and all public and private places that are open to the general public. In 2008, the law was amended to clearly define disability and to outline the responsibilities that various entities or organizations have to provide appropriate access to individuals with disabilities. The revised ADA gives civil rights protections to individuals with disabilities similar to those provided to individuals on the basis of race, color, sex, national origin, age, and religion. It guarantees equal opportunity for individuals with disabilities in public accommodations, employment, transportation, state and local government services, and telecommunications. Prior to the Americans with Disabilities Act, individuals with a disability could legally be excluded from educational opportunities in schools, colleges, or universities, from employment, and even from accessing public places like shopping malls and movie theaters. Under this law, the university provides appropriate facilities and accommodations for persons with disabilities to allow all students, faculty, and employees to participate fully in all activities of university life. Any student who has a disability is encouraged to contact the Student Disability Resource Center, or the SDRC. The SDRC staff provide a wide range of information and support for students with disabilities. SDRC staff will advise the student regarding necessary paperwork to be approved for accommodations. Eligible students are given a letter to give to their instructors detailing SDRC recommended classroom accommodations. How do you know if you have students with disabilities? To find out, be sure to mention the policy regarding the SDRC and disability accommodations on the first day of class. Make sure to include the university's policy on students with disabilities as part of your course syllabus, and remind students that they should provide documentation from the SDRC and invite them to come talk to you during the first week of class in office hours or at another convenient time. All students who are eligible for accommodations will have presented the necessary documentation and been verified by the Student Disability Resource Center staff. Eligible students will have a letter to give to their instructors detailing SDRC recommended classroom accommodations. Do not provide accommodations without being provided a letter from the SDRC. If a student tells you that they have accommodations, but does not provide you with a letter, please refer them to the SDRC to obtain a current faculty letter. If a student gives you a letter, find time to meet with the student as soon as possible, ideally in the first week of the semester or the week which the letter is received, and discuss the accommodations recommended by the SDRC. Remember, you may not ask about the nature of the disability. Respect the student's privacy above all else. You can ask about how you can help the student succeed in your class, and talk with him or her about ways to make the class more accessible for them. Students who have been living with a disability know about accommodations that will be helpful to them and can inform you regarding ways to help. Your supervising professor is an important resource for you regarding the types of accommodations that are typically available or that are possible in specific types of music classes. Consult with your supervisor if you are presented with a type of accommodation request with which you are unfamiliar, if you have any questions, or if you wish for your supervisor to be present when you meet with the student. Your supervisor should be informed of any accommodation requests that are not typical of the type of class you are teaching, or if accommodations requested are in conflict with elements of the course guidelines or syllabus. The staff and faculty in the College of Music graduate and undergraduate offices are also familiar with types of accommodations and can provide guidance. Here are some common accommodations recommended by the SDRC. Please note this is not an exhaustive list. Students may require 50 or 100% extended time on exams, quizzes, and tests. They may need a reduced distraction testing environment, which is usually seating in a less distracting location but not in a separate room, or they may need testing in a separate room or quiet space altogether. They may need permission to record classes and lectures using a digital recording device. Students may also need consideration with regard to due dates or extensions on assignments. They may require the use of a scribe, which is a hired assistant who writes for the student. They may need access to lecture notes or PowerPoints that were presented in class, the use of a computer for taking an essay exam, the ability to take a test that's not a Scantron, and they may need assistance in note-taking. Remember, our goal at Florida State University is to provide an environment where all students have an equal opportunity to learn and succeed. Students must provide you with a letter from the SDRC in order for you to provide disability accommodations. The instructor must provide reasonable accommodations as recommended by the SDRC. This concludes the video about students with disabilities and the Student Disability Resource Center. For more information regarding specific topics introduced in this video, see the websites of the FSU Student Disability Resource Center and the ADA National Network.